selecting a channel partner. Have you seen some instances where that's been a failure because they've not gone through those that approach, and you've seen success because they've gone through the signs of planning, a channel onboarding?
The two biggest errors, the two biggest downfalls that I see typically with bringing on the wrong partner is the partner that comes to you and says, I've got a big order, right? It's short term, or maybe they have a special relationship. You're trying to do business with a very specific customer, and somebody's come to you and says, I have the relationships either because of a personal connection or they've done business with them in the past. It's a quick win. And what happens is you sign that person up, you get that early win, but then nothing's ever produced after that.
Right.
And because of the way you contract, you may have given them exclusivity with a customer or exclusivity with a territory. And now it just becomes problematic of growing your business. The other fallacy that we see is when we sign up with a big, attractive reseller. Every industry has one or two resellers that represents everybody.
Yes.
Sells to everybody, and we want to be on their line card.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The a la carte, the menu card. One of the
exactly.
Yeah.
And some people are successful with that. Some people find challenges with that. Because what happens is that reseller, because they are so large and they have so many salespeople in different regions with different products, they are very focused on their success. And in a channel relationship, it's just that, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we are helping each other grow our business.
Yeah.
That the partners are making investments in the business, and you as the vendor, you're making investments in the business. And you're got mutual goals, mutual objectives. You're working together to achieve that.
Yeah.
But if one overpowers the other, it's like any other personal relationship you may have as well. It just doesn't work. Yes, you may get a big territory very quickly, but you might not get their focus. You might not get their attention because you are such a small piece of their overall revenue.
And then eventually you're lost in that whole crowd, and you put so much of time and effort, build a strategy, but then the outcome is not as much as what you could have, probably like a small fish in a large ocean. And why should they give you that attention versus the rest, unless you have an extremely high compelling reason for them to focus? Like, for example, I know of a lot of partners and resellers, when they talk about onboarding Apple products, they're very, very happy to have that onboarded because there's a lot of focus, because that brand actually probably pulls a lot more footfalls and a lot more attention. And similarly with other brands, if you have a real value proposition, and if there is a great value which is getting, I think the important point here is, if your product is adding a lot of value to their ecosystem, how large that distributor is, they would like to probably focus on your product. So it also is the responsibility of the vendor to make sure that value has been driven in their approach or in their partnership. Like, for example, Microsoft, or from the software side, irrespective of whatever, they would like to focus on that brand because it's kind of creating a lot more leverage, a lot more noise in the market because they have Microsoft as a product. So yeah.
We have a concept we call the vendor value to the partner, VVP.
VVP.
And what we have is 4 categories in which you add value to your partner from their eyes.
Okay.
The first category is your product or your service is a cornerstone product to their business. They build their business around you. They may sell other services, other accessories, but it's to help promote, or it's complementary to your product. Think about a car dealership. Your favorite car dealership, whether it's a Mercedes, a BMW, a Chevrolet, a Peugeot. When you see these car dealerships, it's built around one brand, right?
Yeah.
They're independent dealers.
Yeah.
They're resellers, right?
Yes. Yes.
Think about Caterpillar and John Deere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're building a brand around that manufacturer.
Yes.
In these cases, you're at least 50% of their product. And when you work with them to say, we want to pursue a new customer, a new market, a new innovation, they say, okay, how can we do it? Let's do this, right? The next category is you may be a primary product. In a primary product, your partner sells multiple categories of products, but you are the preferred technology or the preferred product in a category.
Interesting. Yeah.
We see this a lot in the software or the high-tech space.
Yes.
We see this a lot in robotics. We see this when, let's say, a robotics company is integrating a system, but they need the robotic arm. They may align with ABB to be that robotic arm.
Right.
But all the other components, they rely on somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. And so here, you're significant to them within that category. When you say, let's go pursue new business, they say, okay, let's see how you integrate with others.
Yeah. Yeah.
The third category is a secondary product. Here, your partner is a specialist in one application, but they carry many different product lines, many different vendors that are the same. Here, I think about tires on your car. Right. You go, you got 30 or 40,000 kilometers on your car. It's time to replace the tires.
Yes.
You go to the tire shop and they say, okay, what kind of tires do you want? I've got Bridgestone, I've got Firestone, I got Pirelli, I got some Chinese versions.
Yeah.
They are tire specialists. Right. The fourth category is a volume. Here we look at like the product catalogs, MRO suppliers. Here they sell thousands and thousands of different SKUs, different part numbers, different items, and they sell on volume at very low margins. Think about Grainger. Are you familiar with Grainger in your territory?
Yes. Yes.
You go to Grainger's website, they got the catalog that's this thick. They've got thousands and thousands of products. They got everything, right?
Yeah, everything under the sun. Yes.
That's right. If you're a maintenance manager, you've got a Grainger catalog on your desk.
Yeah.
But think about being a vendor who is selling product through Grainger. You've got to sell volume because Grainger really doesn't care about your material of construction, your feeds and speeds. What Grainger wants to know is how are you going to ship as quickly as you can? How are you going to make volume business easy for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, we're not saying that any one of these four categories is right or wrong. What we're saying is that your business strategy to be effective in these categories is very different. If you're selling product to a Caterpillar dealership, your channel strategy is very different than if you're selling product through Grainger.
Right. Yeah.
There's not a right or wrong. It's about building your system, your strategies, your support, the competencies and skills that you have in your organization aligned with that strategy to go to market. Yeah.
Yeah. So identifying where do you actually fit in the whole ecosystem, going back to your earlier message, that what is the importance of your product in that whole ecosystem for your distributor or your partner, which can actually help your customer have a holistic experience, is the direction you need to take when you're picking your channel partner. It's not about how big they are. It's not about what's their reach. Of course, those elements do fall in place, that their reach, their credibility, their integrity, their financial strength does fall they are definitely important. But the core is that where does your product fit into the ecosystem the channel partner carry, and how much can you leverage and make sure that you are the most important part of that whole ecosystem could be one of the, I think, the best practices or the focus when you're actually looking at picking up your channel partners.
Yeah. You know, you have to ask, well, what do you want your channel partners to do for you?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.